There's something about Tuesday that can quietly mess with your head. Because Monday comes with motivation, but Tuesday, it comes with reality. As the morning marches forward, you'll start to evaluate whether yesterday's energy is carrying over into today. And if it didn't, it'll be really easy to start thinking, well, maybe I missed it. Now, we live in a culture that loves fresh starts. New plans, new habits, new versions of ourselves, but real growth doesn't always look new. Real growth sometimes just looks faithful. Here's today's word of life from Luke 16:10. If you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. But if you're dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. There's a line from Eugene Peterson that helps explain this. He said, faithfulness in the present moment is the doorway into God's future purposes. Not excitement, not reinvention, faithfulness. So if today feels ordinary or quiet or smaller than you hoped, that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. Faithfulness in the small things is never wasted. You're listening to the Lifeline Morning Show, and I am really glad that you are here. I'm always scouring the internet trying to find something that'll bring you a little encouragement, that'll bring you a little inspiration, that'll help you think and help you to walk this journey just a little better. I think I found it with this clip. I want you to hear it for yourself. Here, see what you think of this.
When you spend a lot of time with someone, you begin to think like them, you begin to look like them. You see this with old couples. This is why Moses' face was shining. 40 days, 40 nights on the mountain with God, he began to reflect him, right? So you can't not become more like Jesus if you sincerely spend a lot of time with him. And so being with Jesus helps you act like Jesus. And then you act like Jesus increasingly with those who are near you and those who you encounter just in everyday life.
As we spend more time with Jesus, we learn more about how he does things and how he calls us to live. And that is so evident in all the gospel accounts we find in the Bible. He faced trouble after trouble, but never sinned. He lived to serve and show the truth to everyone around him. Andy Stanley, the pastor of North Point Ministries, does a great job of explaining this.
Jesus' actions and his reactions to everyone he met reflected not just the way to the Father, but the ways of the Father. And this is why he says, I'm the truth and I'm the life. I'm the truth of how the world works and what's best for you, and I am the life you must live, and I'm a reflection of the life that has been given to you, and I'm a reflection of the life you have been called to live if you're gonna be my follower. So his invitation, this is so powerful, we talk about it all the time. His invitation didn't begin or end with believe something or believe in me. His invitation began then, and it begins with each of us with this invitation. I want you to follow me. I want you to follow me. He was more than simply a way to life. He was the way of life. And he taught and he modeled and illustrated this different way of life.
And I'm so thankful that we not only get to look back and see these accounts of how Jesus lived, but we also get to have a personal relationship with him. We get to talk with him daily because he is. He is. It's not that he was, he is still alive today. That's right. We have a relationship with him. So when's the last time that you spoke to him? When's the last time you included him in your everyday? Well, maybe right now, this is your cue to pray. Just to offer up a quick prayer, and it doesn't have to be something formal. You don't have to bow your head and close your eyes and fold your hands. No, you can talk to him while you're driving down the road, just like you're talking to a friend in the passenger seat. So do it this morning, especially if it's been a while since you talked with him, okay? Tell him what's on your heart and see what he has to say about it. Oh, that's very important. You have to give him some space to talk to you. It's not just a one-sided conversation. Okay? All right, Donnie, this morning we're talking about faithfulness and how important it is in our lives. So you were telling me some days you just don't feel like getting up out of bed, or you have the sneaky suspicion that the day is just not going to be great. What do you do to get through those moments?
What I've come to find out, there's days when I wake up and I may not feel it, but there's a lot of times that I pray. I talk to the good Lord on my way to work. I'm thankful. I'm grateful that He allows me to wake up and breathe another breath of fresh air that He's provided, and, for me to wake up and be able to provide for my family,
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing in itself to know that you have God with you every day. Our mindset sometimes determines how we feel throughout the day.
Yeah.
And that can be a big factor in it, but we have to fix our own mindset to know that the Lord's with us and that it's going to be a good day,
Yes, sir.
I've had quite a few, here lately to where my biggest thing is I don't feel worthy. But in the end, God reminds me every day how worthy I really am just to be His child. And I have to remember that, He's my Heavenly Father. And, He's the Almighty, the King of Kings, and He's the one that fixes it all.
Yeah.
If there's a situation you're going through, He can fix it. I've struggled all of my marriage with finances. And that's probably one of the biggest issues out there, But God, hey, don't walk around with your head down. Walk around with your head held high, knowing that God's got your back.
Man, that's
and
good.
that He's going to get you through it.
Yeah, that's good. You got to keep showing up faithfully, right?
Yes, sir.
That's it, man. Hey, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
That's real life right there. That's what we're all about here on the Lifeline Morning Show. It's real hope, real faith, real life. Thank you, Donnie, for sharing that with us, because it's how you're living your life. It's how you're making it through. It's how you're walking your journey, and we learn from each other. So prayer, thankfulness, gratefulness goes a long, long way. And he's right. God can change those situations that you're going through. He can make them better. And you know what He does sometimes? Instead of changing the situation, He changes us a little bit. He makes us a little better. You see, that pressure starts to refine us a little bit. We're going to hear more about that from Mandy. Could you imagine feeling the call to totally uproot your family and move to a brand new state with not much, but just a few clothes? And oh, by the way, you're going to live in a camper. Would you be up for a journey like that? She was up for it. She said yes. Oh my, you've got to hear her story. This is going to blow your mind and encourage you all at the same time. You ready? Here we go.
I just want to tell you guys about this quick little story where God completely rocked my world. Okay, so about 4 years ago now, my husband Mason and I were living in Minnesota with our family, with our jobs, with our 5-year plan. You know how that goes. And we both heard from God that we were supposed to move to Indiana. Not only that, we were supposed to live in a camper. Can you imagine how well that went over with everybody? But we decided to go on faith. We're like, we know this is absolutely right. So we packed up only our bare essentials actually into this little car that I'm in right now and gave everything else away to friends, family, Goodwill, and went to Indiana. And God provided the camper. God provided the camping spot. Here we are. Fast forward about 9 months, we had been working at this little cinnamon roll shop called Ooey Gooey Cinnamon Rolls and Cafe in Nashville, Indiana. Loved our job. Loved working for our bosses. Loved our coworkers. I loved working with Mason. He's such a fun guy to work with. Life was great. And then we found out that our bosses were retiring. So we're like, okay, that door closed. So we were just continuing to work until they were going to retire. And where our camper was parked, we were living in a little place called Gnawbone. It was like right outside Nashville. And one day we're driving through town and I hear the Holy Spirit say to me, the time of gnawing on the bone is over. I was like, cool. I don't know what that means, but sounds good. So the next day I go to work, my boss pulls me over and he brings me to the main room of the restaurant and he points to a sign above the fireplace. And he says, you see that sign up there? And I go, yeah. And it says Gnawbone Bar and Grill. It's a bar and grill that used to be in the town of Gnawbone where we lived. And he said the gentleman that used to own that place, he gave us a sign. He just passed away yesterday. Great guy, by the way. He just passed away yesterday. And my jaw dropped and my spirit leaped. Because my boss didn't know that the same day that this gentleman passed away was the same day and time that I received word from God that the time of gnawing on the bone is over. Shortly after that, Mason and I got so much confirmation that we were actually supposed to buy the business from our bosses, continue the legacy of Ooey Gooey, keep the shop open. And so with $3 in our bank account and a whole lot of faith, we signed the dotted line and took over the restaurant from our bosses and bought Ooey Gooey Cinnamon Rolls and Cafe. I am telling you this because your season of gnawing on the bone does not last forever. That is why it's called a season, because seasons don't last forever. They change. And you may be looking around yourself like, I left everything. I moved across the country. There is nothing of worth around me. I am bringing nothing to the table. I feel worthless. What is this? Why am I here? Am I wasting my time? And I'm telling you, no. If you know you're exactly where you're supposed to be, even though nothing makes sense, the season that you're in right now, the things that you're experiencing, the lessons that you're learning, they are stepping stones for where God is going to take you in the next season. And you need those keys, the hardships, the forming of who you're going to be, of who you are right now. Like the pressure that coal has to turn into a diamond, you need those things now in order to become capable of handling the things in your next season. Sometimes we get so focused on what's happening outside of us that we ignore or can't even see what's happening inside of us. So don't be discouraged by what you're seeing outside of you. Be encouraged by what you see inside of you. Find joy in the discomfort. Find peace when you can't see any peace around you. Find peace in the chaos. Learn to appreciate the little things now, because how can God trust you to appreciate the big things if you can't even appreciate the little things now? And just know that if you're in hardship right now, it will not last forever. There is a new season coming. You just have to push through and decide, I'm going to choose joy in this moment. And really, you're going to look back one day at all the things that you had to walk through. And you're going to understand that these things don't define me, what I went through, but they did help form me and prepare me for what I am going through now. And I am so grateful for all the things that I took from those seasons, because I am greater now than I ever thought that I could be, and it all happened within.
What a story. Just a little encouragement heading your way. If you feel God calling you to do something, you better believe that He's going to show up when you take that step. Wow. He equips those that He calls. And so trust Him today. Watch what He does. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the outcome. Hey, I'm going to go and follow Ooey Gooey Cinnamon Rolls and Cafe over on Facebook so I can kind of keep up with their story. And as things go along, maybe we'll check in with them from time to time. You have to respect their space. You see, teachers do such an amazing job throughout the year, but right now they are on winter break, so you have to kind of observe them from afar. You don't necessarily need to disturb them right now, okay? I'll tell you why. Because if you start asking questions, you might start getting answers like this.
Have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink enough water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No.
Yeah, you know, the whole sleep part is like, don't you think that they're sleeping in as they can? You see, the further we get into the Christmas break, the more they can sleep in, because that circadian rhythm that's been going for months now, getting them up at a particular time every morning, even without the alarm clock, it takes a while to retrain. So about toward the end of the Christmas break, they are sleeping in really good. And then it's a jolt to the system. They have to set the alarm again. They have to get up at normal time, and then, ooh, watch out. But for now, treat them like hibernating bears. Just leave them alone. And if they want to come near you, let them. Thankfully, they don't have sharp teeth and claws. So anyway, hey, give them a little extra love for all that they do, because they do make this world a better place, teaching our little ones. And oh my, can you imagine having 25 kids in a classroom at one time and staying sane? They do a great job at it. So teachers, thank you for all that you do. I hope you are enjoying your Christmas break. Now, go back to sleep. One word directions. Stop, go, about yes or no. Those are powerful, right? Those are some that you learn early on, even in your childhood. But once you start putting two words together, you create a phrase. So I wonder, what's one phrase that brings you a little breath of fresh air? What's one phrase that helps you keep moving forward, to faithfully step forward time after time after time? Because if we're honest, it's really easy to kind of draw back sometimes. It's really easy to get paralyzed along this journey because, hey, things do get tough. But I love this from Brian. With God, all things are possible. Oh, I love that. That's good. That's really good. Hey, you know what? I came across Rita, and she has a phrase that might just change your outlook on everything today. Here, take a listen and see what you think.
I think these words will forever change my life. Then God. If you're not familiar with then God, because I wasn't, apparently it's the mindset that when you start to worry and you say, what if? You're supposed to follow that up with then God. So like, what if I don't get that job? Then God will find me a better job. What if I don't get the house that I really want? Then God will find a better house or one that's better suited for me. My mind is blown. I hope that changes your day too.
There you go. Then God, or but God. I love that because, hey, he's with you every step of the way. He's got your best interest at heart. And you know what? He's working everything out for your good. That's what the Bible proclaims to us. It promises us. He loves us that much. And that should put a smile on your face today. Even if you're going through a tough time. Well, then God is going to make it better. Either by changing the circumstance or by building you from the inside out. Think about that. He's up to some really good stuff. I'm just saying. You ever use reverse psychology? Tell somebody not to do something in order to get them to do it? Well, that's where we meet Brian Trent today. If you don't know who I'm talking about, he's from Hampton, South Carolina. He pastors a Lighthouse Church. He and his family are all across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe. And today, since we're talking about faithfulness and how, you know what, sometimes we can get stuck, but we need to choose to keep moving forward, here is Brian with a little backwards look.
So listen, why in the world would you choose to move forward in life when you have the option to rewind? I mean, why would you choose to heal when you can just rehearse the hurt over and over? See, I have found it to be so effective to replay the past like it's a greatest hits album with every hurtful word and every single time someone betrayed me and every single failure that I've made in life. And don't just listen to it over and over, but turn that baby up so loud that today can't even be heard. So don't waste your time on renewing your mind when you've got such a good thing going already. I mean, who needs peace when you can keep rehearsing the pain from your past until it feels like it's your purpose? So why in this world would you hope when you've got such an amazing highlight reel of hurt that you can remember so easily? So keep replaying it over and over, because if you were to press stop and begin to renew your mind, you might actually start to believe that you're more than what happened to you. That would be way too risky and downright dangerous. Because if you were to begin renewing your mind, you might start to heal. You might actually be able to breathe again, and you might start living like tomorrow isn't chained to yesterday, like tomorrow could be something new, something different. I think that's way too risky. So if I were you, I'd stay put where you are and make sure that nothing gets played more than that greatest hits album from your past. Love you.
And that is exactly what a lot of us do. We replay those greatest hits that are not so great. And it keeps us stuck. And it keeps us paralyzed. It keeps us from moving forward. So, hey, press stop on that thing. Turn that volume down. Let's start healing today. Let's start renewing our mind today. Let's start believing that we've got a bright future ahead of us. Let's start walking in hope, putting one foot in front of the other, faithfully showing up, even when we don't feel like it. And watch what happens. I love that. Absolutely love it. Again, you can find him across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe, TrentTribe. You'd be glad that you did. As we get ready to wrap things up today, I'm mindful that for a lot of people, this part of the morning feels like a calm before the next stretch. The day isn't over, but it's also not brand new anymore. And if we're honest, we can already feel what's coming later. The energy will dip. The list will feel longer. Patience might wear thin. And our own thoughts might start whispering things like, you should be further along by now. Or, if this really mattered, you'd feel more motivated. But that's what I want to gently interrupt before it gets louder. I don't think faithfulness was meant to feel impressive. It was meant to carry you through moments just like that. And our word of life today reminded us of something important, that trust matters more than momentum. Being faithful in little things, especially when they feel small. I believe that's how God shapes what comes next for us. Scripture tells us we walk by faith, not by sight. We're not called to live by what we feel, but by who we trust. So later today, when the emails pile up, when the to-do list starts talking back, when you're tired but you're still expected to show up, remember this: you don't need a restart. You just need the next faithful step. That step doesn't have to feel powerful. It just has to be honest. And your Heavenly Father doesn't overlook faithfulness. So go into the rest of your day knowing this: faithfulness, it pays off. Sometimes faithfulness is better than a fresh start. So take that next right step faithfully. Follow His lead and watch what happens. And hey, I hope you'll come back here tomorrow and we can hang out again. So until then, have a great rest of your day. If you didn't know, this podcast is actually pulled from a live morning show that I do from 6 to 10 Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. You can find us online at 885jfm.com. Click the On Now button, press play. That's how you can join me live, and I would love to have you with me. But let me tell you this, one of the benefits you get because this comes from a radio show is I got some music that you can check out. It's in the description today as a Spotify playlist and as a separate song list, so you can check out the videos for some of these songs. So go and check it out. And hey, make sure to share this episode with somebody who needs it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.